Dr. Holt has shown you 3 different ways that you can come into the program as a brand new person. I'm going to show you a very simple way to make a lot of money. In my opinion, that program is the easiest to work, gets you the quickest result, and you make the most money being involved in that program. But before I do that, I've got a few questions I want to ask you. I want you to raise your hand if your answer is yes to the next series of questions that I'm going to ask you. How many in this room use shampoo? How many in this room use some form of conditioner on your hair? And I'm thinking that this is a daily, every 2 days, every 3 days, a weekly thing, right? How many of you use some type of styling gel? How many of you use some type of hairspray? I know everyone in here brushes your teeth. How many use some type of mouth rinse? And that's usually a daily, maybe 2 or 3 times a day, right? How many of you ever experience a burn, an insect bite, a rash, or a scratch? Everybody in here. How many of you cleanse your face at least once a day? So would you say that you already have an established need for that nature of product? Every one of you in here do. Would you say that everybody out there that you look at and see when you leave this room have a need for those types of products? So would you not say that there's already a built-in market for those type of products? You really don't have to educate them on the reason that they need to use those products. That's not counting the nutritional products, and nutritional products are very much a way of life for a lot of people. And the younger market, as Dr. Holt has already alluded to, are much more keenly into those products and don't need as much education because they do understand that there has to be an alternative approach to health. So they're already tuned into that. So all that Dr. Holt has told you today, the marketplace is ripe for harvest. So really all we have to do is acquaint them to a new product, to a new line that we have a proven track record of results with, that we and many of you in this room can attest to are the what? The very best products available in the United States. So think about that when I start to show you this Power of Wealth plan, because it is a very simple plan. It is very easy to transfer or show someone else. And think about when we talk about the numbers, and those numbers, the monetary numbers, are really nothing more than a representation of purchasing these products. So think about that you already currently are using those type of products, and that everyone you approach is currently already using those type of products. So really the only shift is a brand shift. Do you understand where I'm coming from with that? Instead of using the brand that you're using the ForYou brand of products. Now, some may say, but the brand I'm using doesn't cost as much as the ForYou product, and that may be true. But you are comparing apples to apples because you're not comparing the ingredients that are in there. They're not as good as the ForYou product, but the biggest difference, the absolute biggest difference is the fact that these products will pay you to use. Now, has anybody paid you to use the products that you're currently using if they're not ForYou product? Did the hair salon pay you for using the product that you use for them? ForYou paid you for the products that you are using from them? Yes, they have. And this program will show you that you can't afford not to use these products. So with that having been said, I want to show you what we term the Power of Wealth plan. The reason we call it the Power of Wealth plan is because it's not based solely on your effort, but it's based on the efforts of you and your team. your power team, the people that you show this opportunity to, the people that you get involved in your program. And the power of it is the exponential growth of it. It's a plan to create wealth. Now, as Dr. Holt already shared with you, the product is the retail aspect of this company. That's your foundation. That's your bread and butter. That's what you're a walking testimony of. That's what's going to facilitate your health, your beauty, and your wealth. But to get to creating wealth is where you involve others who do the exact same thing that you're doing. They are users, they are sharers, they are witnesses of the benefits from a health, from a beauty, and a wealth perspective. Whether they're a single parent, a couple, or just looking to enhance their already wealthy state. Are you sick and tired of being sick, broke, and overworked? Are these not three common threads we see throughout America today? We are a sick society. If you do not believe it, you go sit outside the parking lot of every doctor's office and you see how many people go through that door in the course of a day. Do you know of people who have all the money they want? Whether that's being broke, which means without, or whether that means an insufficient supply, I don't see too many people that tell me I have all the money that I want. And overworked, everybody you talk to today, one of the first things if you ask them how are they, unless they have this positive mindset shift, will tell you what, I'm tired. I've worked so hard. I have no energy. Those are the buzzwords that should trigger the opportunity for you to share what ForYou is and what ForYou has available for you. Do you need more money right now to meet those Christmas bills that you created just a few weeks ago, to take care of mortgages that you have, to take care of the rising cost of living, to take care of some of those big ticket items that you might have? Do you even need a retirement nest egg? A lot of companies are releasing people before they can get to full retirement. A lot of companies are talking about going to part-time employees rather than full-time employees for one main purpose, and that is to get out of this, to get out of full-time benefit pays. So do you need it? Maybe you don't, but don't you think there's a lot of people out there that do? What are you looking for? Is it wealth? Is it to increase what you currently have so that you can liquidate any debts that you currently have, so that you can have time to spend with your family and the things that you love, so that you can have the freedom to choose, or do all three? The choice is yours. This is your chance. ForYou has a plan that can bring all of this about, and that's what I'm going to show you now. The reason I'm going through this presentation is to just show you what is available back here so that you too can go through this same presentation. Our plan is futuristic. It's a way to grow wealth through compounding. Do you need an extra $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $6,000 in your first 3 months? When we came out with this plan, we said you have a fortune. You actually hold the whole world in your hands. And we'll show you that because we use the left hand to show the building phase of the Power of Wealth program. We should use the right hand to show the residual impact. Now, most of what Dr. Holt has shown today is the typical growth plan, when he said you can come in with a starter packet. And that starter packet he has on display here, which is the literature, some sales aids, and 3 products. Or you can come in with what is termed an accelerated growth plan, which is the power plan, the Power of Wealth plan that I'm going to share with you. Most of you know it. Anyone can do this plan. It's extremely simple. All you need is yourself and a few others, a support team, and the plan begins. The plan can impact your health and it can impact your wealth dramatically. It will do the work for you. All you have to do is share it. All you have to do is come in contact with the people and the plan will take effect. It does not take money to make money. The reason we say that is because the plan will pay for itself. It only takes a few people who see what you're sharing and are willing to come aboard. Let's look at how simple the plan really is. The very first step is you join. Now most of you in here, except for the guest, have already accomplished that step. And you can join at any level. We've had people come in with just the starter packet. We've had people come in at the Power of Wealth plan level, which is the first 2 steps in the company. We've had people come in and go all the way to the top. The second thing is you find just 4 people to join with you. Just 4 people to do the same thing you just did. Did we not just talk about everybody uses shampoo, hair conditioning, gels, hairspray, nutritional products, skincare? When you look at the fact that they're already using this, then all you have to do is show how this plan segues into what they're already currently doing. You find just 4 people to do that. And then the third step is each person does the same thing each month thereafter. Well, you don't shampoo your hair this month and decide you're not going to do it next month. You don't brush your teeth this month and decide you're not going to do it next month. So they're consumable products. The company is a product-driven company and they are consumable. Those are the only 3 steps that you have to know how to do to fulfill the Power of Wealth plan. The income growth potential depends solely upon you. It depends upon how quickly you can put your 4 people in place and how quickly they can put their 4 people in place and how quickly they can put their 4 people in place. It can be accomplished in a very short frame of time or it can take years, and that's totally dependent upon how you determine to drive your business. Excitement, have you not heard Dr. Holt? That's what he started out talking about, was excitement. Do you know why you need to be excited? Because it's contagious. Everybody is looking for something that is uplifting. Everybody is looking for hope today. Everybody is looking for happiness today. Our country was founded on the pursuit of what? Happiness. What drives happiness? Do you not think your state of health drives happiness? When you feel good, are you not a whole lot happier than when you don't feel good? Don't you think your financial state helps to drive your happiness? If you have to worry about where's the money going to come to pay this week's bills, does that not have some impact on your level of happiness? We can help with all of that. Excitement is key, and a desire to create wealth. I think someone said that earlier today, that doesn't matter how much you know, it does not matter how good it is. If you don't have the desire to be at a different place in life than you currently are, then it's nothing more than tinkling brass and tinkling cymbals. If you don't have that burning desire to take yourself to another level. You follow 3 simple steps. What are those? You do 481 and find 4 people to do 481. Now, this number is not hard and fast. That number is based on if you do the starter packet plus your first $500 order. Now, as he's laid out, these packages exceed $500 in retail value, hence the 481 changes. This is a model to show you what you can earn. It's on a sliding scale based upon what products you select. But for simplicity purposes, let's stick with the 481. You do 481 and you find 4 people to do 481. We've talked about we are a plastic society. You can put this on the credit card and by the time the bill rolls around, you can have generated enough money to have paid that card off. If you've done your 481 and you find your 4, they do their 481 and find their 4, you've already got your top 20 club. Do you understand that? Let me see if I can vividly show that. Well, everyone on this front row, come and stand behind me. I am the first step. I've done my 481, and what did I get for 481? I got a starter packet and $500 worth of product. And I can define what that product is. What we would like to train everyone is you can select 4 basic wellness. That's going to exceed the 500 limit or the 481. You can do Power Pack Plus or you can do just the Power Packs. But I've done my 481 and I've found my 4 people. This is all I need. This is all I need to do is my 481 and find my 4 people that are going to do their 481. And if I brought them in on the basic wellness, I have my 481 with a basic wellness to each of them. What did they do? The exact same thing, which is 481, one time, and do what? Find their 4. So then we take Margaret and we move her over here, and then 4 of you on this back row come stand behind her. One of my 4 has done what? Found her 4. Now that's all Margaret needs is her 4.
What's those cords up there now?
Sharon goes and she finds her 4. So imagine 4 people standing behind Sharon. Okay, do you need them standing behind her to see it, or can you imagine it? Barbara steps up, she finds her 4. Vicki steps up and finds her 4. This is me, and I have my 4. Margaret, Barbara, Vicki, and Sharon. Each one of them have their 4. How many people are up here? 21, counting me, but it's me and my top 20 club. By doing that, and all I did was 481, right? And I shared my business opportunity with you, my 4, and you did what? You came in and did your 481, right? Because you saw the opportunity. Then you go out and you find your 4. I've made over, and I think it's $1,500 in this process, and I'll show that as we go on. Just by doing what? 481 and finding my 4, and they did what? And found their 4. And that's what we call our top 20 club. Well, guess what? That's just getting started. So your original goal plan is to do what? Get your top 20 club. And how do you get your top 20? How many am I responsible for getting? 4. And conveying this marketing plan, conveying this wealth opportunity to my 4. And what do they have invested in it? 481. And what? Find their 4 that are willing to do what? 481. Okay? Would you say that's a mighty small investment of money and a mighty small investment of time to reap the results that I'm going to show you a little bit later? Then, once that's happened, I want my 4 to sit down. Then it's time for Margaret's 4 to do what? They stand in her shoes. Come on, Jimmy, and stand in her shoes. They stand in her shoes, and Jimmy does what? Finds his 4. Jerry steps up and does what? Finds his 4. Donnie steps up and does what?
Finds my 4.
Donald steps up and does what?
Finds his 4.
Now, when that happens, how many people do I have? 64 people. What did I do?
4 people. Let's add that 481.
Will I know those 64 people?
Not necessarily.
Probably not. I'll probably know their name because I'll see their names start popping up on some paperwork that's going to come through my hands each month. But will I personally know them?
Not necessarily.
But what did I have to do? What was my investment?
481.
Financially, initially, was 481. That was my financial commitment. And then what was my next commitment?
Find 4 people.
Finding 4 people. Now, have I got to explain to those 4 people how widgets work, or how a chip in a computer works, or how Mixigo, a fuel additive, works? Do I have to do that? Do I have to sell them on anything that I really have? They're already using it. All I have to do is show them how that with this plan, changing their brand of products of things they're already using will bring in this level of income for them. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's no rocket science. It's nothing that you've got to go back and spend hours upon hours upon hours studying. All you have to do is leave here knowing that with a $481 investment and 4 people to do the same thing, that I can accumulate what I'm going to show you later on in this presentation. And then there's one other qualification. And then that's the entire marketing plan. And that one other qualification is each month thereafter I do what? Qualify. And what is a qualifying order? It's a $500 order which breaks down to $375 plus shipping and tax. Well, is it stuff you're going to put on the shelf? No, it's stuff you're already using, like shampoo and dental rinse and nutritional products that are the absolute best in the world. So it's really nothing more than conveying the concept, and the concept will pay you to the point that you can't afford not to do it. I want you to be able to see that visual. We put 20 people on that stage, and what is your responsibility for those 20? 481, and 4 people to do 481, and it's like a domino effect. Everybody does the same exact thing. You don't have to sit there and explain anything else. Everybody does the exact same thing. 481 to come in, and 4 people that will do 481. And they get 4 people who do 481, and they get 4 people who do 481, and they get 4 people who do 481, and the very next month, everybody just does a qualifying order. Now, if you want to go out the next month and find you 4 more, there's nothing to stop you from that. But if you work this plan, you don't have to. That's what I want you to see. You don't have to. And you can't tell me that out of the 360 million or billion people that you can't find 4? Just 4 people to do the exact same thing. Where does that take you? What can you really look for after you've done that? You've done your 4 and found 4. That was my 4. This table, they've done their 481 and they found their 4, which was the 20 that we had up here. And then each month, every person qualifies. That's how simple the marketing plan is. That's all you have to share with your people. You will receive products, $500 worth of retail product. They will change your life. You've heard stories here today about people whose lives have been changed. Products that will help to create wealth. Let's take a closer look at how the plan truly works. Now, I mentioned to you the hand. There's 2 phases to the Power of Wealth program. The first 2 steps were what? 481 and finding 4. Their first step is 481 and finding 4. That's what we call the building phase. That's the work phase. That's the only phase that requires work. Then when we get into phase 2, which will be the right hand, that's the residual phase. All anybody's doing in that phase is what? Ordering the product and qualifying each month. We can even take that work out of it for you. We can automatically ship it to your people. If you say that I want these products and they're not going to change every single month, I want this category of products every single month, then you can do that and we can take the work out of it. But let's talk about the first 2 steps. You doing 481 and finding your 4, and they do 481 and find their 4, on and on and on. What happens? This is you, and you do your 481. You find your 4. You've got you plus 4 people, like we lined up in front up here. That will eventually become your first generation. When you advance up the scale high enough to the top level, these 4 people would become like your children when they move out of your house. You'll make $112.50 on those 4 people. Those 4 people go out and find 4 people. 4 times 4 is 16. You saw that up here. So 4 plus 16 is the top 20 club. Those first 2 fingers are your top 20 club. You're going to make $825 on doing that. When you get your top 20 in place, you've created enough money to do what? Pay back your 481. It hadn't cost you a dime once those 16 people get into place. And give you money left over, right? And that money that's left over can do what? Pay for that second month of product. Now, if you live in South Carolina and you have to have sales tax assessed, you might fall a little bit short. If you live outside of South Carolina, this model is based upon not charging sales tax. The reason being, if you live in Charleston, it's going to be 8.5% sales tax. The dirt we're standing on here is 9%. Miss Charlotte and Donzella, they pay 7%. If you live in Greenville, you pay 6%. So we can't show you all that in one presentation. So we just eliminated the sales tax. When those 16 people go out and find their 4, how many will you have? 64. How much will you make on those 64? $1,840.75. What have you done for those people? Absolutely nothing. What did you do to make that $1,840.75? Absolutely nothing. Now before then, yes, you did the $481, that's your work. Yes, you found your 4, that's your work. You made $112.50 to help offset this $481. And then you conveyed this to those 4 people to the point that they were willing to go out and get their 4. When they get their 4, you've recovered every bit of this, plus got money to make another order. After that, you have nothing in it. They go out and do their 4, you make that. When 64 go out and do 4, how many do you have? 256 people? Guess what you make then? It's over $4,000. Guess what? It does not stop there. If we had 7 fingers instead of 5, I could show you the 5th and the 6th. So you make even more. This is just building. This is just while you're working. That's all you have to do. 481 and find 4 to do 481, and they find their 4 to do 481, and they find their 4 to do 481. That is all the work that's in it. Just what you see there, the first 3 fingers, not the last one, is over $2,778. This can literally be done in 1 week's time. What's stopping this from happening? The speed of which you do what?
Find your 4, you do 481.
Exactly. Now, how many of you have had people over to your house for dinner, or for a party, or to watch a ball game, or something like that? Every one of you in here have had people over. Could that not be a time that you could share this exciting opportunity? Just like Dr. Holt said, I've got something so exciting I want you to see. And when they find out that they're already using those products, they just need to change to a brand that will pay them back. And when they see this, don't you think they're excited to know that all I need are 4 people to do that same thing? When it gets to this point, do you think people are willing to stop? Do you think a $500 monthly order is going to stop them? The plan pays for it. The plan, once you get those first 20, has paid you back and given you the money for your reorder. And by that time, you ought to have 64 and 256 that's providing the money. You can't afford not to. That's phase 1, the building phase. And to recap it, what do? Spend 481, find 4 who spend 481, who find 4 to spend 481, and you go all the way down until you've done 6 generations. And you're not doing it. What are you doing? 4. Just 4. And then after that, everybody orders a qualifying order. When you get your top 20, you're at the top of the company. You're making the maximum amount of commissions off of your orders. And you are setting the stage to fill up 6 generations of people that are going to go to the top, and then you'll earn maximum commissions on that. Now, phase 2, what does this hand do? This hand represents what? I've already done my work. All I got to do now is what? It represents residual income, and it represents that every month everybody is ordering just a qualifying order, which is a 500 retail order, products that they're already consuming. And what will I make then? This is you. You'll make $93.75 off of your $375 that you pay. Your 4 people, you'll make $77 off of them, off of just their order. You'll make $220 off of those. Well, that's not a whole lot of money. But wait until you start getting over here. This is what we call the exponential growth. These people are already in place, and all they're doing, it's over $6,000 for just this hand. You got 2 more fingers we're not even showing you. And what's happening here? What are you doing here? Just your qualifying order. How many people in here place a qualifying order every month? Raise your hand. I want you to look around. How many of you in here place an order for greater than a qualifying order? How many people in here have done $1,200 orders in a month? How many people in here have done $2,400 in a month? How many people have done $3,600 orders in a month? What I'm trying to get you to see is 500 is what? A little bit. Would you say that a family of 4 represents the average American family? And the average American family consuming $500 worth of product is $125 per person. And we're talking about skin care, we're talking about hair care, we're talking about the best nutritional products in the world, we're talking about all-purpose gel. I can't say enough about that product. And we have had a run on all-purpose gel, I can tell you that. Yesterday, the first 3 calls that came in were all-purpose gel calls. That's how much you would make every single month forever and ever on just 4 generations, and we go 2 more generations. Would you say that's a complicated marketing program? Would you say that's hard to show to someone? Would you say that it's impossible that people could do this? Is it impossible that they could do a $481 investment in a business that's going to pay them, if they work this program, over $6,000 a month? And what's stopping that from happening? By not sharing it. Now, are we not sharing it because we don't understand it? Once you get so far, you can't stop it. Now, that's not doing what we presented this morning, going out and building customers. This is really just talking about what you and your family can consume. So when you think about building customers on top of this, when you think about that, hey, I might know more than 4 people that would be willing to do this. This is just the very basic plan. And the only thing that is stopping it is you. Your left hand holds the key to your fortune, okay? The left hand was the building hand, okay? That's where you do your 481 and you find your 4. Everybody does 481 and finds their 4. That holds the key to the fortune because that's the building phase. After that, it's just simply sit back and do what? Place my order every single month, and everybody under me places their order every single month, and the plan will pay you to do that. Develop the left hand, and in the right hand you'll reap your fortune, you'll reap your results for the rest of your life as long as that plan is in place. Somebody starts dropping out and not doing their 500, that'll affect it, right? I say when they get to their 64, you can't afford to fall out. When you get your top 20, you got everything back, and all you did was 481 and find 4 to do 481. It's that easy. Which plan do you choose? Do I want to enhance my wealth? Do I want to retire? Do I want to be a benefactor? Do I want to be someone in my community that meets some of the needs in my community, whether that be your church needs, whether that be civic needs, whether that be whatever the needs of your community are. The plan 1 was the typical plan. You buy a starter packet and you just build a retail business and you do some sponsoring. Or plan 2 is the plan that I've just shown you, the accelerated growth. For a one-time nominal investment of $481, you receive products that will change your life, materials to build your wealth, and $500 retail products of your choice to consume, to retail, or to do both with. Your first time investment is only $481. If you're a South Carolina resident, we have to charge you sales tax. Your sponsor will partner with you to try to help you. Where do you want to begin? Before I conclude, or before I leave the floor, I want to make sure you totally understand that. I don't want anybody to not know what needs to be done. To go out and to build wealth is just so simple that you only have to share with people that you know, people that you care about, people that you want to see in a better financial position. What do you have to tell them? What's the first step? 481. What's the second step? Find 4 people that are going to do what? And they're going to do what? Find their 4. And once everybody has done that, just those 2 steps, what does everybody do thereafter? A qualifying order. The beauty, the absolute beauty to me of this entire Power of Wealth program is three things. One is the simplicity of it. I don't have to know all the percentages. I don't have to know what makes up this computer and makes it run. I just want it to run, right? The beauty of the Power of Wealth plan is I don't have to know all that drives those numbers. I just have to know those numbers that I just shared. The simplicity of the program is what's so beautiful about it to me. The other thing that's so beautiful about it is everybody does the exact same thing. How many companies have you heard about that said, oh gosh, I wish I'd have got in on the ground floor? The people that got in on the ground floor made the money. Have you not heard that? I've gotten in too late, so I automatically think I don't have the possibility to make that money, right? In our company, that's wrong. If everybody does the exact same thing, which is the beauty of it, the third beauty is everybody will make the exact same thing. You with me? You'll make just as much as I make. Whichever one of us starts first will get there quicker because we started first. But if we all stay true to the plan, guess what? We'll all get there, and guess what else? We'll all make the exact same thing. Is that not beautiful to you? So I'm not taking advantage of anybody. I'm not out there for the money. I'm out there to do what? Better my fellow mankind. Do you really earnestly, burningly feel that inside? If you do, if you really burningly, earnestly feel that in the uttermost depths of your heart, you can't sleep at night till you share it. Do you know why? Because it's not about me, it's about who? It's about you. It's about bettering your health. It's about bettering your wealth. It's about extending your life. It's about giving you hope. It's about giving some people the only hope they will ever find. So that takes it out of a business perspective into a mission, because you have a purpose, because you have a product that we can line them up and they can tell what the product does for them. And this opportunity right here can change America. It can change people's lives in America. It can give people opportunity that they never had before, just simply by believing in the plan, believing in the product, and trying to better mankind. Any questions at all about what I've been over? And it's my prayer that you earnestly feel it inside, because when you do, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that can stop you. And if anything does stop you, look in the mirror. That's the only thing that's stopping you. And how rapidly you get here is how deep that burningness is inside of you. How deeply you believe in that. And how quickly you are willing to go share that with the people that you know, you care about, and you love. And that's my earnest feelings about it. And I challenge you, because I truly believe you have all that it takes. It's just a matter of taking the step to make it work.